my fellow Americans, this is former President Barack Hussein Obama, and you're listening to the Mad Titan Podcast. Please be sure to support this young brother from Chicago, Jay Washington, because he's a funny bastard. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
I ignored my destiny once. I cannot do that again. Even for you. I'm the only one who knows that. At least I'm the only one with the will to act on it.
The Mad Titan Podcast with your host, Jay Washington.
What's happening, everybody? I'm back. It is episode 50 of the Mad Titan Podcast with Mr. Jay Washington. 50 episodes. I've made it to half a century, talking somewhat weekly, sometimes monthly, because of the way news comes out. But nonetheless, I have done 50 episodes as of now of this, and I feel good. I feel good about it. I feel good. Thank you for everybody, as always, who keeps rocking with me. Thank you for everybody who listened to 49. I told y'all I was going to drop one out by myself, even if I had to, because with no guest, no guest or no co-host or whatnot. And I finally got one because he was acting too brand new for this week. He was real bougie when I was asking him the other day to do it. And he was like, nah, I can't. I'm watching XFL all day. And it took everything in my power to not respond back in a text message. Bitch! Like, it took everything. It took everything in my power. But on here with me, as always, well, not as always, y'all heard him on here before. I think this is the first time this year you've heard him on the podcast. So, yeah. So, for those who are new to this, getting ready for this bullshit. My homeboy, the Jersey Jackass, BC. What's good, bro?
What up? Number one, 50 episodes. Way to go, bro. Double digits. I'm so proud of you.
Well, I made double digits when I hit 10.
Whatever, same thing. And I need you to not hate on the XFL. I got me my XFL New York Guardians jersey. I was rocking it all day yesterday. I was excited. We destroyed the Tampa Bay Vipers, and then the damn Dallas team came out and ended up losing, even though that they are like the number one seed in the whole damn thing. That's what happens when you sign a Sooner for a coach. What up?
Yeah, okay. All of that. I was watching some of the game yesterday with the Guardians versus the Vipers, and I was like, yo, no wonder the Vipers lost. They got Mark Trestman.
Dude, my boy Kingsman Michael Anthony Schaefer is from Chicago, so he's a big Chicago fan, and he was watching it with me. He's like, yeah, this is done. This is done. This guy's terrible.
I was like, I don't know. I get you want a professional coach to help bring that feel to the team and whatnot, and you want the players to feel like this is real football, which it is. I mean, I like the kickoff rule because the kickoff rule, it prevents more injuries, which is dope for that. But it's like you got Mark Trestman, and it's like y'all just didn't give a shit. You just was like there was nobody else out here. You could have got somebody playing in Pee Wee football, but you would have got fucking Mark Trestman.
You could definitely tell that these are like practice squad players or third stringers for the NFL, but it still has potential and some entertainment value to it. Like you said, that kickoff rule is pretty dope. It is a little awkward when they kick off and everyone just stands still until the receiver.
Like you gotta wait, everybody move till he kicks the ball. Can you imagine, though, you've played the game of football for so long and you've played on special teams and you know that on the kickoff, if you're that line, once he starts moving, you start moving. Mm-hmm. And so now you got to train yourself to you stay your ass right there. Don't you.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I guess it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's only, 10 weeks total?
I think it's 12 total.
12 weeks.
Because there's 8 and then like 4 weeks of playoffs or something.
Yeah, so 12 weeks total. So it's not a bad thing. I mean, it ends just around time for the draft. So, and again, people were talking about how this could potentially be like a feeder to the NFL.
Exactly.
Depending on how these players play. And it's like, all right, y'all, just not get carried away right now. Because We want that. I mean, it would be nice to see, just like with the CFL and whatnot. But let's not get too carried away. But overall,
let's do better than the AAF. Let's
actually last.
Let's get a full season.
Let's actually last shit, because So man, overall, beside that, how have you been, bro?
I've been good, man. I've been busy as hell. This has been.
I see you've been wrestling, and I don't know if that's what you want to call it, but
I mean, you could say I've been wrestling. I've had 2 matches this year. I haven't really been wrestling, and it's actually been driving me nuts to not be in the ring. But I've been doing so much other stuff, just in and out of town, working back and forth from New York. I broke my phone. It's just been a hectic year altogether. There's been something every weekend that I've had to deal with. So it's been rough, but it's been busy and fun. So it's good to calm down finally and be like, oh, cool, I can actually go hang on the Mad Titan podcast again.
Man, let me tell you something. I've been able to do the podcast my damn self has been a thing, because you in Super Bowl and Oscar commercials, like, you busy, like. First of all, shouts out to everybody who's shown a lot of love with the commercial that I'm in for Facebook groups. It was actually a dope thing to be a part of that. I was very excited to be a part of it. But for it to air during the Super Bowl, of course, that's what it was, a Super Bowl commercial. But then to see it air again during the Oscars, bro, I was like, wait, is this real life? You know what I'm saying? I was like, is this real life for me?
Those are the 2 most watched things on television
in the world
every year. So you was on a commercial in both of the most televised events. I guess dope.
I mean, sometimes your boy got to do what your boy got to do.
Yeah, buddy.
But nah, it was cool with that. And then there's been a lot, like, this is pilot season, and even though a lot of people out here say pilot season isn't the same as it used to be, it's really picked back up. And I've been auditioning for a lot of TV shows, and so, granted, I haven't landed anything as of right now, but fingers are still crossed on a couple of things. So as long as I'm getting out and getting able to be seen by all these people, then it was stand up happening. Wrestling has been, I didn't wrestle this month because of January, but I was supposed to wrestle, last month, excuse me. Did I wrestle in January? I don't remember. But, I did wrestle in January. Yeah. But I was supposed to be wrestling this month, but I can't because I'm going back home to Chicago for C2E2, which I'll catch everybody up on that. Well, we're hoping I go home for C2E2, depending on how this lodging situation plays out. I'll tell you about all that, man. But we'll talk about all that as it goes down later. But for those who are new to the podcast and wondering why the hell have we been rambling for the first 5 to 10 minutes, because that's what the fuck I do on here. Facts. What this is, I get you caught up on everything that's happening in the Marvel and DC live action cinematic universes. All right. I call this barbershop talk for nerds. So we keep this shit A100. We keep it real. We just have a good conversation about some fun, nerdy shit. And we don't want you to get in your feelings, because if you get in your feelings, that's on you. That is truly on you. I have nothing to do with that, you being in your fucking feelings. But other than that, just have some fun with me. And I always kick it off with a lot of Marvel news that I have not been on since I did the Super Bowl week. Yeah, I did that. So that's already done. Bam. Let's go. I did these 2 stories. I looked at them. I was like, the Disney plug for the Super Bowl spots and then the Black Widow. I've talked about all those. What I didn't talk about is this newest news. Sam Raimi, the director of the original Spider-Man trilogy that we got, is in talks to direct Doctor Strange 2. Now, I need to stress that word. In talks. It has not been confirmed. Granted, it could mean it's 98, 99% done. But I need everybody to stop talking about he is officially in the director's chair yet. Granted, it was this similar type of situation with Andy Serkis and Venom. And Venom 2, which I don't want to even talk about because I know.
Man, Venom is such a damn good movie. I'm so glad that you brought up Venom, man. It's such an awesome film. It really is. And I cannot wait for this sequel.
Your mama don't like you.
Facts.
So, but it's just that it's interesting to hear he's in talks, which brings him back to comic book movies, and also to do this one, which is supposed to be a horror movie within itself.
It's interesting to me because I saw conflicting reports. I did see, I thought I saw on Deadline that said it was official that he was doing, but then I saw other people reporting that he was just in talks. So I didn't get too much time to really look into it. But what I found most interesting about it is Derrickson left because, the same old bullshit of
Creative
differences, which led me to believe, okay, so they don't want it to be as horror as possible as he wanted it to be. But when I think of Sam Raimi, bruh, I think more of his horror stuff than I do Spider-Man.
That's exactly what I think of. I'll jump.
Yeah, so then I'm like, well, that's a weird thing if you're gonna not do horror and then maybe you are now doing it. I don't know. So it's a very interesting situation.
Well, I think because now the MCU as a whole has so many possibilities, especially with Marvel Studios having everything from film and TV. So, like, we're going to get comedy, in a sense. We're going to get action, of course. But horror is something they could definitely step into. And a lot of these characters do lend themselves to horror. To go into the multiverse, and even to the point of with WandaVision and House of M and everything, you can do horror elements. It doesn't always have to say, because this is a comic book film, they got to stay a certain way. And I think Sam Raimi is a good choice. He did the Evil Dead movies and scared the piss out of people with those. So I think that may be the case. Like, if he is directing, if he's officially on, I'm happy for it. But Derrickson is still going to be an EP. He's still executive producer, so he's still going to have input.
Yeah, but that's got to be one of those, all right, you're going to leave, that's cool, we'll keep you on as EP, we'll give you that credit. He's probably not going to do anything.
First of all, do you understand when you say the way you just tried to say that real dismissive, like we'll give you that credit? Bro, do you not understand EP credits are hella money on the back end?
Yeah, I know, but it's just like Steven Spielberg is an executive producer on freaking everything. He doesn't actually go to set and do anything for those.
This is very.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's.
Yeah, I'm going to go. You know what? I'm going to use this story to transition into some other news I got that kind of plays into it, but it kind of doesn't. We brought up Sam Raimi directing the first three Spider-Man, all three, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, and then the godforsaken Spider-Man 3. I feel like you all, every time you say Spider-Man 3, you just got to go. But anyway, I bring that up because Morbius comes out this year, right? Mm-hmm. Now, Morbius is currently undergoing its reshoots. All movies undergo reshoots. By the way, just want y'all to know this, so don't everybody like, oh, that means the movie is bad, it's terrible. Every film.
It means the movie's bad, man. I think it means that like they test audiences didn't like it, and now we have to completely redo everything. And we should probably fire the director and get some new directors, and then probably put in a new actor as well. I think that's what happens when they reshoot things.
I hate every fucking thing you stand for, because that's what a lot of people who in Twitters with no avatars feel. But it's undergoing reshoots right now. Here is the thing: everybody's been trying to figure out what world, what universe does this reside in? You know what I'm saying? So initially, people are thinking like, wait, does it reside in the MCU? Because in the trailer we saw Spider-Man Murderer, right? And it was talking about Spider-Man Far. Could be talking about Spider-Man Far From Home. Well, then the problem was the Spider-Man was the Spider-Man from the PS4, the PS game. And everybody was like, huh? Well, now people are asking, is it tied to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy?
Raimi's coming back. That's funny.
Here's why. Tyrese took some images on the sets while they were filming some of the reshoots. And one of the photos that he took is a billboard for the Daily Bugle that says, "Where is Spider-Man?" Now, the reason they bring that up is because the logo for the Daily Bugle that's being used in this is not the same one in the MCU. It's the Bugle logo to the Sam Raimi trilogy. Now you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, the question is if Sony allowed to use MCU footage or whatnot, like certain things, but granted, they're all tied together. This is just making this way more confusing. And again, a lot of people are hoping like this is in a different world because of what Into the Spider-Verse, you can eventually bring all these Spider-Men together.
Honestly, I don't think, because, we also get to see Michael Keaton on there, which a lot of us are assuming he's the same character of Vulture from.
No, he's Vulture. He's Adrian Toomes.
So what I'm honestly thinking is we're going to hit the Spider-Man 3 in the MCU, and it is going to write him out of the MCU, and we're going to have two parallel timelines where that Spider-Man goes away from the MCU, and then that's what all this other stuff is. Morbius is going to be on this timeline over here on your left and all that.
So, but they all exist together.
in a point. I think they will separate, and nothing that Sony does after Spider-Man 3, the MCU will reference, and nothing that Sony does will reference the MCU after Spider-Man 3. It'll branch off into its own timeline. Because I don't think they're going to re-sign after this. I think the reason they made this deal was to go, okay, we left in a situation where we're really tied up in this storyline with Spider-Man. Let's re-sign, get another movie, give them one more, and let's get the movie written out to where we can write Spider-Man out of the MCU and go our own way, and the MCU can go their own way.
Well, also, it's always been said that Spider-Man was never meant to stay in the MCU. He was never meant to stay, but I can see them, eventually sliding and phasing. I agree with you, phasing Peter Parker out and going with the Sonyverse. But this is also for the Sonyverse building to that Sinister Six finally without them saying they're doing it. Because clearly they letting you know we getting a Sinister Six movie.
Yeah.
Like, they're letting you know all jump. This is a Sinister Six movie. Everybody's already putting in their bets that Jared Harris's character is Otto Octavius. Like, they're trying to, everybody's trying to put pieces together because technically you got 4 of the 6 already. You got the Vulture, you got the Shocker, you got the Scorpion, and you'll have Morbius. And then who's the other one?
I don't think Mysterio's dead.
And Mysterio, that's the other one, Mysterio. So you got 5 of the 6, excuse me.
And then honestly, I think they try to throw Venom in it just to.
You think make Venom one of the 6?
I think they try to. I think that would be their plan. That way they can write him in there, but then they can have him leave the Sinister Six to team with Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, but I think the only issue I have with that, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, is Venom 2. God, I hate we fucking talking about this. Venom 2 is setting up is Carnage versus Venom.
Yes.
So why would you're going to go from anti-hero to straight villain back to anti-hero?
I think it's a thing where he goes to work with them because I think he thinks it's what's best. And then he realizes, oh, this is not right. I need out of here.
I guess, man. We'll see.
And I think it's a weird thing, but I think it's just going to be their way to tie Venom into it. Like, it's just a temporary tie him in.
I think it's just,
I don't know.
I agree. No, I agree. I think the whole thing has just become very confusing overall because knowing you have 2 concurrent universes that don't need to exist concurrently, that should exist symbiotically, for a lack of a better word. Fuck, I hate the fact I had to bring a symbiote into this. They should exist together as one. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that'll make the best bet. But also, we're talking money at the end of the day.
I just feel this is what we're working for. I feel the whole reason we made this new Sony deal with Disney was so that they can, okay, let's do this to where we can write things out and go our separate ways. And it's not like, all right, now it's awkward that we're just leaving, Now we're going to find a way to make it in the story where Spider-Man goes off in the MCU by himself, and we're going to know that he's not going to be in the MCU anymore. And then he can still go on his own adventures elsewhere.
Yeah, all right, I guess we'll talk more about it later. But in some Disney Plus news, now one of the series that a lot of people have been talking about is Hawkeye. Several of the reasons being, one, Jeremy Renner and his marital legal issues, in a sense, wondering would it be put on hold because there were a bunch of rumors that it was put on hold, which are absolutely not true. Okay, it said it was put on hold indefinitely. That is not the case. They are getting ready to start going to production sooner than later. The only thing that's becoming the issue is who will be playing Kate Bishop. Now, it was announced that Bumblebee star Haley Steinfeld was going to be Kate Bishop, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody was running with that. Cool. Bet. The problem is now Marvel Studios are talking with other actresses because Steinfeld's deal with Apple TV could be closing the door on her working on Hawkeye.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so her deal with Apple TV will pull her away from it because, of course, they're probably paying her way more, and she's committed. She probably was committed to that first. Yeah. And so now she has to pull away from that. And I know some people will be like, well, you going to turn away MCU money? Like, yo, if you got previous commitments like that, you can't. If you're locked in a major deal, you can't help but do it. But now they haven't said who they're talking to. But if you had to guess some people to potentially replace Haley Steinfeld for Kate Bishop, who would you pick?
Shit, I don't know who
I don't know if
get
I don't know if
to
shit's
replace
available.
Haley.
I don't know if shit's available for auditions. So
Yeah, it's hard to find.
you're just gonna ignore that, huh? You're just gonna ignore that. Like, I don't know if
what?
You're gonna ignore me saying I don't think shit is available for auditions.
All right. Look. I'm just saying, like, if you got to replace Haley Steinfeld, that's a hard replacement because she is top tier up and coming right now. So I don't know who you go get.
Well, there's a bunch of potentials for up and coming, and I think that's the problem. For me, I don't have a name. There are a bunch of potentials for up and coming actresses we see in so many different shows for so many different networks. So you can grab one. And again, Haley Steinfeld is literally the name value. Not taking away from her acting ability. I love Bumblebee, but at the end of the day, it's her name that you're attaching this to. And so do you go and get another name? Because again, you don't want this to be really focused fully on Jeremy Renner. You want to pull away from it and build Kate Bishop because maybe you want to do West Coast Avengers. Maybe you want to do New Warriors, all these different things. But I don't think it should be much of an issue. I think the fan backlash would be something for a hot second. But I think people would have to understand, like, yo, previous commitments take over automatically, right?
Yeah. God, what's the girl's name that played, it's a terrible movie, but she played Jubilee in Apocalypse.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't know her name because I didn't take time to learn any of those cast member names.
It's Lana something. I can't think of her last name. And then she was in that Netflix movie too. She's talented. I like her. She could be someone that could step in there.
You are talking about, she was played by Lana Condor.
Do what?
She was played by Lana Condor.
There you go, Lana Condor. Yeah, I always liked her, and whenever I'm, because on my podcast every now and then I'll do like a fan casting thing, just try to say who I would want to play certain movies. I always try to work her in because I really think she's a good talent, so she could be someone that could step in there. And she's not really a name, but she
just could help her out.
Yeah. And that other Netflix series, 13 Reasons Why, there's the star of that too, Catherine Langford.
You watch all this
stuff, someone else.
You just spend all your free time watching.
I do. I watch a lot of stuff, bro.
Hey man, do you need to get a hug or some shit? I'm not saying I'm gonna hug you. Like, I feel like somebody need to reach out.
I would say I need a hug, but that would be, I'd have to go and be around people and leave the sanctity of Kayfabe Studios, which is not something that I like to do.
Man, I wish I could turn this whole video around because I'm trying to see you the right way up. So we're doing this via Skype, and we have both our cameras on. We can see each other. Here's the problem. BC's camera, for some reason, is ghetto as fuck, and it's upside down. And I thought it was maybe me. I thought I maybe had smoked something and didn't remember, but like his camera is hella upside down, and his face just looks weird. Like, his face looks like Jake from Family Guy. Tom Tucker's little kid. Yep, that was a thing. That's a thing. That's a fucking thing. That's a thing. That is a thing.
Look,
Hopefully,
I could have turned on the MacBook, but I think the battery's dead, and this one was charged. So.
Oh, so you have two laptops, and you only charge one at a time?
No, the MacBook I carry with me. This one stays at the house, and I just use it for different editing things. So.
Okay, I guess. All right. Let's go over to some DC news. Now, this is going to be a subject we finna get in deep into, and excuse me, I'm going to get into it here on Mad Titan like I want to. I'm going to definitely get into it on Blurs in the Hood with myself and Winston, and I will continue to get into this subject a lot more because I feel like it has to be fucking talked about. So Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn dropped this weekend, right? Now, domestically, this movie brought in $33.1 million, all right? Let me make sure I got that number right. No, it's 33.3, excuse me, domestically, right? Worldwide, it's brought in 81.3 million. Now, automatically, everybody's like, it is the lowest grossing movie for any DC movie ever, including Green Lantern. Blah, 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 blah. People are saying that the R rating affected it and this, that, and the third. I really believe the biggest thing that affected this movie is the Oscars. Why? Because Margot Robbie could not go on a full press tour for this movie. Because she had Bombshell. Remember, she's nominated for Bombshell.
So she's busy doing that, and also it was only like 90. The budget was only like 90 million.
84.
See, so that's not actually a bad opening for the budget. Like, I don't understand why people.
Also, due to the situation with the coronavirus and other things in China, it has not scheduled a Chinese opening yet.
No.
And it hasn't opened in Japan.
Not to mention, the Oscars were on this weekend. Most of the movie-going public is at home this weekend. I would say the XFL had some, but the XFL had 3.3 million viewers, so people were watching. So there was a lot going on this weekend that affected its box office. Like,
here's my issue, though. Here's my biggest issue. People trying to say, oh, it didn't need to be rated R, or a bunch of fucking dudes talking about because Harley Quinn didn't look like we wanted her to look like, and have shown pictures of Harley being drawn up in like a bikini and looking sexy. And you got the kind of sexy, cute Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad. The fact that a lot of dudes are doing this, like, this shit annoys me. I'm never going to play the whole, I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. Let me have this for a hot second.
Go.
I'm not going to play the whole woke dude. I'm not going to play the feminist. Y'all know me. If you know me, you know if I rock with you, I rock with you. I believe in equality. I support you. I also know that shit is certain things that are meant for me and things that are not. As a whole, this movie was not a feminist movie, but it was about showing the strong female characters, some of the strong female characters in DC. Yes, I understand how people may feel about Cassandra Cain. I get it. Yes, it is not exactly what was in the comic books. However, at the end of the day, for all you whiny ass dudes, this movie wasn't for you. It was never, it's like Wonder Woman. It wasn't for you. You can like it. Yes, we are allowed to like the movie and enjoy it. I personally loved it. Some people were like, oh, this movie was all over the place and it didn't make sense. Hey, Harley Quinn is telling the story. She's batshit crazy. She's what you call an unreliable narrator. It is going to be all over the fucking place. This movie did what it was supposed to do. The number one downfall, aside what I just mentioned earlier about the Oscars and everything, is that it is the sequel to Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad still has a bad taste in any and everyone's mouth. So, this movie had to fight past that. That is why it needs an R rating. You like PG-13. I saw this with Suicide Squad. So stop. All right, I'm done for that moment.
I will say, I didn't know it was rated R until, like, there's a moment in the film where she, like, breaks a dude's legs, and then you hear, like, motherfucker. And there's like the 7th F-bomb, and I'm like, I think this is R. I will. The only thing I'll disagree with you with is I think this movie is for everybody. I think everybody should go, and it's for you. You know what I'm saying? You should be, no matter who you is, you should be able to go into the theater and you're going to enjoy this movie. Because I enjoyed it. Did I think it was the best DC's done? No. But I had a lot of fun with it.
Also, I think I've seen some people say that. Now, look, I know you motherfuckers are reaching right there. Can we not do that? People tell me it's the best DC movie. Can we not do that?
No, it's not. No,
let's not do that.
It's definitely not. But I had a good time with it. I think. Like Margot Robbie's incredible in it. Journey is the freaking star of it. I love her.
All right, and I'm gonna cut you off real quick before I go any further. Listen, if you have not seen it yet, we're gonna go talk some spoilers. I don't give a shit. I know you're like, damn, it's only been a weekend. Guess what? That's not on me. It's on you. So, y'all, people gonna be mad. Like, what the fuck? Like, yeah. So this is what it is. But go ahead.
I don't like that there's very little Huntress. That I felt was an issue. I know a lot of people are having issues with Ewan McGregor because they're like, well, he's not the Black Mass from the comics. I don't know the Black Mass from the comics, so I enjoyed it.
First of all, I know the Burma Sionis from the comics, but the way he portrayed him, everybody forgets this. Every comic book character you see cannot be done the exact same way. Some can, yes. every character cannot be portrayed the same way from paper to film.
Yeah.
It does not translate. Also, that's why you hire certain actors to give their take on it. Yo, Ewan McGregor was the supervillain in a movie I didn't know I fucking needed.
Exactly.
I didn't know I needed. And I loved his portrayal. He is psychotic. Yo, there is a scene where he got him and Victor Zsasz have a whole family upside down. It's a Korean dude, his wife, and his daughter. Victor Zsasz already cuts this one dude, the dude's face off, right? Goes to the wife, slices her shit off. The daughter is crying, and she like, and and Victor Zsasz like, so what's we do? And Ewan McGregor's Ronan Sionis is like, you know what? She suffered enough. She good. Let her go. And he takes the little thing out of her mouth and everything. She's hung upside down. Keep this in mind. And this little broad has a snot bubble. This nigga says, a snot bubble. I changed my mind. Killer. That is the coldest shit I've ever fucking seen.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And it's other shit that he does. Yeah, Journey Smollett Bell does steal the show. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I would have loved to see more as her Huntress, but also think about it. You've never really seen a lot of Huntress anyway. The most people ever got introduced to the Huntress character, and being real with y'all, is in Arrow. Okay? That is about it. Like, unless you really followed the Birds of Prey, then you might have understood that. But you didn't. And it works with who she is. But also, she played this character so fucking hilarious. I'm like, why is everything like a joke unintentionally with her? The shit works. Rosie Perez as Renee Montoya, like, she's an alcoholic. I get it. I fucking get it.
Yeah.
But
I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. I don't understand the backlash either way. This is the greatest DC movie. I don't understand that, and I don't understand this is terrible. I'm like, no, it's a good movie. It's fun. Definitely, you should see it. But that's all I got. And are you seeing this? They're saying online. I'm hearing that they're having.
I was just about to talk about it. This is my show. Let me fucking run my show.
I'm just wondering. I didn't know if you had seen it yet. Why you got to be such a dick all the time? Damn it. Venom is such a good movie.
I will finish this show without you. I will just. So I was going to bring up more things with Harley Quinn. Now, again, I told you the name of the movie in the beginning when I talked about it. Harley Quinn and the Fantabulous Emancipation. Birds of Prey, excuse me. And the Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn. Right?
You can't even talk.
This is very fucking true. I don't know what happens. It's also, I'm tired, okay? I'm tired and I got a stomach full of salad on me. I had a good spinach salad with chicken and walnut and dried cranberries and blue cheese crumbles.
That's great. I got a steak over here ready to cook as soon as we finish.
I can't eat red meat, so I don't know what that tastes like. Anyway, Warner Brothers is changing the name of the movie. They're changing it just to Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, because it's a smart move. Most of the promotion only says Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey. You don't know Harley Quinn is in it unless they said Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn. Right? If you're not a comic book fan. Go ahead.
I'm also seeing that apparently movie theaters are having a hard time fitting it on the marquee.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, you cannot fit in it. First of all, the words Fantabulous Emancipation are long as fuck, okay?
Those alone wouldn't fit in.
Those alone. First of all, do you understand? As a black man whose last name is Washington, you know what I'm saying? I used to be like, yo, my last name is long. But then I was like, I could be Polish and say fuck everything. You know, I got Z's and Y's and K's and X's that make a chook sound. Like, I don't know what the fuck. Make a chook sound. Like, so they're calling it now Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, which I'm fine with.
Yeah. That's what it is anyway. It's definitely Harley Quinn's movie.
I thought it was going to be called Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. But Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, whatever. All I know, and like we were just saying earlier, this weekend's numbers, what it brings at the box office, it's still going to beat its butt. It's going to overtop it. It's going to top its budget. And of course, the rule is you have to make 2 times over your budget to be profitable. It is going to be profitable. Mm-hmm. I don't know what people are trying to make it seem like this movie is a flop. No, you just wanted it to flop. Again, it's a sequel to Suicide Squad, so I can understand. But people sitting there saying, oh, it's just a feminist thing. And I heard, so here's another thing. And BC knows me on this. If you're one of these motherfucking idiots, and I know you aren't one of them because you don't listen to me. If you are, because you know how I feel about you. If you are, if you one of these for those motherfucking idiots that say go woke, go broke, I hope what's left of your little dick fall off in the toilet. I hope your pencil ass nuts get eaten by your rats in your basement. I hope your mama kicks you out and you have no place to stay but in the back of a 96 Ford Fiesta. Like, I hope all the bad shit happens to you and nobody else but you.
Yo, is that a real saying?
But see, it's only these clown ass niggas saying it. And this
what
is how
the fuck?
Yeah, dude. So when Rise of Skywalker came out, when Captain Marvel came out, all these movies, they keep talking some go woke, go broke, but they're like, yo, who's going broke? Captain Marvel, $1.3 billion. Star Wars still made over $1 billion. Again, Birds of Prey doesn't have to crack $1 billion. It's got to beat its budget. And it's going to do it once it opens fully overseas. All of these people forget blockbuster films are not made for the United States. They are made for
box office.
They are made for the overseas box office. They are not made for here. Everybody, oh man, it's really underwhelming and disappointing. To who? To who? Because again, any movie that's came out low, made numbers here, it is damn near triple that number overseas. That's where they get their money.
Yeah.
So what are y'all talking about? But people are going to go woke, go broke. Shut your dumb ass up. Shut your dumb ass. Like, that shit annoys me so hard. Oh man, if you go woke, go broke. Like what? Black Panther? Because that motherfucker stayed at number 1 at the box office for 13 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Oscar winning for score, Oscar winning costume designer, Oscar nominated best picture. We can go through the list. But people always keep saying this shit, go woke, go broke. Shut the fuck up. I hate that. So I just want to get that off my chest. But yes, that is a real thing you can see on Twitter for motherfuckers with no avatar or a bunch of numbers in their Twitter name.
Wow.
So speaking of the Oscars, it was inevitable that this was going to happen. Joaquin Phoenix wins the Oscar for Joker, right? For Best Actor. That was a given. What I love and was pissed off at the same time was Joker was nominated for 11 fucking things. There is no reason it should have been nominated for a lot of the shit it should have been nominated for.
Really?
Yeah. Sound editing, film editing, like the composer, it won for Best Original Score.
Yeah, I like it winning the score.
It won score. But like certain other categories, best hair and makeup? Are you motherfucking serious? Like,
okay.
You're telling me that makeup that you did to make his version of the Joker was that detailed and that intricate that it required a nomination for an Oscar?
Yeah, I guess that's one of those ones that I'm just like, well, I don't really pay much attention to it anymore.
No.
Again, all right.
Heath Ledger's Joker was being nominated for because people have still been trying to recreate that makeup in that exact form and have yet been to be able to.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You cannot tell me that is something that was so artistically done on the grand scheme of things. Also, and then Todd Phillips looked real shitty when Joaquin Phoenix didn't even thank him in his acceptance speech. Like, what the fuck was you expecting? Have you not heard all the speeches he's given this entire award season?
Yeah.
Nothing, not once iterated that he was going to thank anybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the weirdest speech of any of the Oscars this year, though. I will say that. Like, that one caught me. I was like, God, all right, cool.
It's Joaquin Phoenix.
I know. But
like, no, let's just be real, bro. It's Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah. Like, what do people expect? Like, you are not going to get, like, yes, he dropped some gems in these different speeches, but at the end of the day, it's Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my biggest issue also is with them being nominated for 11 films, what the word that went around through the industry, which a lot of people who listen, you don't understand the industry rumblings, is that now the Academy may be taking comic book movies more serious. That is not the case. And this is why I'm upset about that, because the Joker movie in itself is not a comic book film. If you take away the name Joker and it being set in Gotham City, this is an undigestible movie.
True.
Nobody watches this movie. Nobody goes to see this movie. Excuse me. With Joaquin Phoenix, who goes crazy and puts on makeup, if you don't call it Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody.
I agree.
Nobody goes to see this. And I think that's what upsets, and it upsets me as somebody who covers this, who is a diehard fan of comic book movies, whether it be Marvel or DC or even indies, Dark Horse and whatever the case may be. It's because these movies have not yet gotten their recognition. Avengers Endgame is the biggest movie of the year, and it couldn't even win for visual effects. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, that one pissed me off too.
You see what I'm saying? So when you're telling me you're going to use a movie like
1917 one, right?
Yes.
That made me mad.
Right, because anybody can make a war movie.
Yeah.
Anybody can make a war movie. To bring character, again, if you're going to make Avengers win off anything, it is two reasons Avengers Endgame wins. Thanos and the Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two reasons. Because those did not look like CGI characters. The
Not
way
at all.
they did the mocap and everything, and the performances that Josh Brolin and Mark Ruffalo give you, bring these characters to life. But I go back to Joker. I am not saying I did not like the movie. If you watch my review, you know I like the movie. But again, I understand. I can look at that movie for what it is and what it could have been and what it should have been. That movie is not a comic book movie. That movie is not. You take away that name Joker, which he only calls himself that one time.
Mm-hmm.
You take away that, and you set that movie in where it is set at, New York City. You don't call it Gotham. It's an undigestible movie that no one cares about.
I think it still makes a splash on.
I'm sorry.
NBC.
Let me rephrase that. Yeah, thank you for cutting me. Thank you for saying that, because I want to make sure I reiterate it. Not saying no one cares about it. Doesn't make this large splash like Joker makes.
No, it doesn't make $1 billion.
No, it does not make $1 billion. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It does not make this large amount of money. It doesn't get these accolades and all this praise. It does not get that without those two little things.
Nobody going down to the steps in the Bronx if it's not called Joker.
Absolutely. If it's just a regular dude who puts on clown makeup.
You call it clown, and the little kid's name is Joe Nobody. Then nobody's going to them steps. It's not making no $1 billion.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll completely concede that. I agree with that completely.
You see, so that's where I get frustrated about it, because again, it goes back to, like I said, when people start saying, "Oh man, this means that the Oscars will start, taking comic book movies seriously." No, they won't. And you can't use this as an example.
The only thought that might have put that in my head, that if they were going to take, is if they would have give Robert Downey Jr. a nom. Not giving him a nom makes me go, nah, they still don't give a crap.
And again, let me make sure I say this in regards to that. There are only 5 slots.
Yes.
There are only 5, and this year was loaded with a lot of contenders because, of course, the Oscar movie. There are movies that are made that are solely Oscar bait. They are for nothing else. And some people don't understand what that means. There are some movies that are made that are not meant to be these movies where you say, man, I can keep watching this over and over and just keep revisiting this timeless classic. And it makes me laugh. And I just want to keep showing it to everybody. It is solely meant for the purpose of being nominated for the Oscars. That is all it's made for, i.e. Irishman. Irishman was only made to be nominated for the Oscars. A lot of people love The Irishman. A lot of people felt it was too long, but it is an Oscar bait film.
I will also say, though, it's absolute bull, and this is me and the Oscars. It's complete bullshit that Brad Pitt won for supporting actor when he was just as much of a lead as Leo was, and that supporting role theoretically, because everyone in Endgame is technically a supporting role because there's no star in there.
There is no
that
lead.
One you could have put Robert Downey Jr. in there, and Brad Pitt deserved way more lead actor than he did fucking supporting. That was bullshit to me.
I think the way, but again, it's also on the studios. You have to think about it is definitely
and that's because the studios get to say, oh, we're gonna push him for this. It all goes back to The Fighter and Christian Bale. Christian Bale was a fucking lead for The Fighter. He should not have been in supporting. Little Andrew Garfield from Social Network should have been fucking nominated for a supporting actor that year. It's stuff like that. That's that same argument that I've had since day one with the Oscars, is they do that kind of bullshit.
Well, I mean, again, there supposedly everything was going to change with the whole Parasite winning for Best Picture and the way it took over its awards. But I'll get into that more in depth in this week's episode of Blurs in the Hood with Winston A. Marshall. We'll talk about that. But I just think I want everybody to understand where I'm coming from. Again, I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying I'm trying to put a strong point. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to give you a strong point about Joker and what that means, because it discredits comic book films in itself.
Facts.
It is easily, you made this movie digestible. No one is going, the public at large, this movie is an indie darling if it's not called Joker.
Facts.
This movie it's an indie darling if it is not called Joker. Mm-hmm. So that's what it is on that. But listen, that's all the news I got this week. So I'm going to go right now to my calls and emails from the Mad Titan hotline. You can email me, madtitanpodcast@gmail.com, madtitanpodcast@gmail.com. You can also call the hotline, 818-276-6947, 818-276-6947. And I'm going to go to the email I have first, all right? The email has the subject Black Panther /F4, and it's from Lance Gadlin. Lance says, "Good morning, Jay. First, let me commend you on constantly keeping your followers entertained and informed. I really enjoy your insight on all of the topics you touch on. Oh, in the comics, Black Panther takes on the Fantastic Four to test himself. Do you think it would be dope to introduce the Fantastic Four in Black Panther 2 via post-credit scene where they are fighting Black Panther? Peace, L Boogie." So, L Boogie, first of all, thank you so much, man, for the email. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it, man. I try to be that dude that keep y'all rocking with me and, you know, not be like everybody else. I want to talk movies. I want to talk TV shows. I want to talk real life and everything. That is what the Mad Titan podcast is about. That's what I do on my social media, you know, people who come to see me on stage and in TV and all that other stuff. So thank you so much for that. Secondly, now Black Panther was introduced in Fantastic 54 number 52, the Fantastic Four number 52. I would love to see them fight. I do not think you use the post-credit scene from Black Panther to do it unless you put Doom in this movie. Now, I don't think they'll fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they'll fight. But you put Doom in and have him as the ruler of Latveria, and he's dealing with all the after effects from the snap. Then maybe. It's an easy way. There are so many ways, not an easy way, excuse me. There's so many different ways in which you can introduce the Fantastic Four now. So I don't know if that is the best thing, Black Panther 2. Like, everybody's talking about, will it be Dr. Doom and will it be Namor? So I don't know. You got thoughts on this, B?
I definitely don't think the best way to introduce them is fighting Black Panther in a post-credit scene. I think you need to introduce them possibly in a post-credit scene, or at least one of them, Reed Richards, in a post-credit scene somewhere. But I don't think we need to see them right off the bat in a post-credit fighting Black Panther.
Yeah, now, I don't think we need to see them fighting them all, because it has to build up to that. Because if you just throw in, here's the Fantastic Four fighting the Black Panther, you're like, what? Whoa.
Yeah, exactly. I like your idea of having Doom in there, because personally, I don't know what they're going to do, what we're going to see in this next phase of Marvel, but I personally would like the next big bad to just be Dr. Doom.
I thought about that too. No, we talked about this before. Yeah, and I think I agree with you on it.
I don't know if it's going to be possible, because I know we're going way more cosmic now than we are. So who knows? But
no, but we don't need another cosmic bad guy, because that's what Thanos just was. You know what I'm saying? Thanos was a cosmic bad guy.
Yeah, but if you're if the MCU is going to focus on the cosmic, how do you make Doom being the main villain? And I trust in the MCU. At this point in time, whatever they want to do, I trust in. So I know if they were to do that, they'd find a way to make it work.
Well, the thing with that is, I feel like they are building the cosmic world, because so much more comes out of the cosmic world. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to just be the cosmic bad guy, the cosmic entity, because with the Eternals, we're going to get the introduction to the Celestials, the Deviants, and everything else, how Thanos came to be, and all these different things. You don't have to go necessarily there. Doom's powers are not only just scientific, but magical as well, which in terms is his cosmic element and his cosmic thing, i.e. Doctor Strange 2, and more so. So you can build on that. It's just you have to make sure you're solely building on Doctor Doom to where he is. He can be this big bad for phase 4 and 5. He can be this dude. He can be it. You just have to build it right if you're going to use him that way, and it's possible. I think it's just interesting to see how it plays out.
True. Facts.
So, but thank you so much, El Bookie, for your email, and I appreciate it. And I got a call here, and I'm going to play this call right now.
How's it going, Jay? This is Tyler calling from Kentucky. First off, just want to say congrats on the 50th episode of the Mad Titan podcast. Love the show and been a fan for a while. My question to you is, with everyone speculating on who should play the X-Men in Disney, I got to thinking, do you think they'll ever bring back X-23? And if so, will they let Daphne Keane reprise her role, or do you think they'll cast somebody else for the role? Love to hear your thoughts. Thanks, Jay.
First off, thank you, Tyler, for your call, man. I appreciate it. Thank you on the congratulations. Definitely, like I told BC earlier, 50 episodes of this is wild. So thank you so much. And Tyler's question, basically, with everyone speculating on who's going to play the X-Men, do you think that they'll ever bring back X-23 and let Daphne Keane reprise her role from Logan? I'll let you take this first.
Unfortunately, I don't think so. I think that door has closed, which really sucks. I would have loved to see what they could have done with her going forward. But I think now we're going to get a new Wolverine that is almost the opposite of what Hugh Jackman was, because they're going to want to build it their own. I think they're going to go more like a shorter Wolverine, kind of like the comics, which is what we wanted before we met Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. But and that really does suck, because God, Daphne Keane was so good. She's someone else that could play Kate Bishop, to go back to what we said earlier.
This is true, but I think because of the fact she's already Laura, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to have
that's over and done with. Look at our Captain America. He was
true.
in like 17 comic book movies before Captain America.
This is true. This motherfucker was in Scott Pilgrim versus the World. He was Johnny Storm. Like this is very fair.
Losers.
I do agree with you. I think that ship has sailed with her being X-23. I don't think we'll see anything X-23 related for a very, very long time. I don't think we'll even go that route in the story, because now with this new X-Men, you're going to start from scratch almost. Mm-hmm. You're going to start from scratch, and it takes a while to get to that story. So I do wish, like you said, I do wish she would return. It would have been nice. It would have been nice to see her pick up the role again. It would have been nice to see how they would have made this go further. But unfortunately, that's not the case. And she's busy with this show on is it on HBO that she's on?
What show?
It's some show with James McAvoy. Some like Middle Earth witches, wizards type.
Oh yeah, that is HBO.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was in that. I'm interested to check that one out. I have not watched it yet.
Yes, she's on that show. So, again, I understand that in some cases it doesn't take long to film roles for films. But
his Dark Materials.
His Dark Materials. Yes, that's the name of it. Thank you. But again, it also she'll be grown, and so we won't have that same Laura, that same type of X-23. You gotta remember, she was way younger when she filmed Logan. Mm-hmm. She's way younger, and she's getting older. So. We'll just have to see how that plays out. Unfortunately, I don't think it'll happen. But thank you so much, Tyler. And again, thank you for the congratulations on 50 episodes. And thank you, everybody, for checking out episode 50 of the Mad Titan podcast. Man, this has been 50 episodes, and I hit a milestone with this bitch. Hey, BC, I love you.
Jay, I love you too, man. It's always fun to come on here and bullshit with you. It's a bright point in my day just to be able to hang out and talk with you. And again, I am really proud of you, man. You're doing fucking great on everything. Seeing those commercials are absolutely awesome to see you on, bro. I'm so happy.
Thank you, bro. It means a lot. Seriously, again, commercials are one thing. It's just opening the doors and working towards a bigger thing, and just constantly keep working. Thank you so much. I'm grateful for it. Before I let you go and we get up out of here, go ahead and tell the people how they can find you and what you got going on.
You can find me on all social media at Real Jackass BC, RealJackass BC. My podcast, It Is What It Is, comes out every single Thursday on Cinelinks.com, as well as the Offshoots Radio Network, wherever podcasts can be found. And you can also catch me doing Schmodown things, because I'm part of it now, even though Jay didn't draft me because he's a dick.
That's because Jay didn't have a team to draft. That was on Winston.
You were in Winston's ear the entire time. You could have helped me out.
I guess. I guess.
He just go, I guess, whatever.
It is what it is at this point, I guess.
Look, I just want to say, when I told Jay that I was going to, I'm like, Jay, they're putting me in the draft. His response was, fuck no, I'm not drafting you.
I told him that I'm not drafting you, because this was before everything. I had to make my decision to step back, because I was like, I'm not drafting you. I don't want you part of me. They was like, why not? He's your friend. That's why I don't want him.
That's actually probably was a good idea, because I don't know if I really know Trey.
See? I'll let you deal with that shit in your own life.
My goal is to give people F5s before the matches, because it's going to be real hard for them to remember shit when they have a concussion. Boom.
I'm going to say this in the nicest way possible. And again, you all can't see me that are listening to this, but BC, you can look right at my face in the camera.
As I'm upside down.
Okay, I'm not even looking at your video. I'm looking at the camera, and you see me looking at you. And ladies and gentlemen, you can hear my voice and hear the seriousness. Nigga, are you dumb? It is movie trivia. Are you fucking special? You gonna F5 somebody so they can't remember a director? That is how you go to jail for assault. I don't give a shit if you are a white man. I will say he had a beer in his hand.
Bro!
You know what?
I love you, Jay.
Thank you to everybody, man. As always, you can find me on Twitter. And make sure, first and foremost, if you can, please rate and review this episode, no matter where you are listening to it from, on whatever podcast platform. Rate and review will get the algorithm going. It boosts us up in that algorithm. Excuse me. It's been a long day, and it's still going to be a longer one. So, yeah, please rate and review. And if you just listen for the first time, go ahead and subscribe and make somebody else subscribe. Tell them you can have some fun with this. And that's what I want everybody to do. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J Washington. That's MRJAY. You really should know how to spell Washington. I don't want to spell it anymore. And if you want to show some love and show some support, thank you, and some thank yous, join the Patreon, the Supervillain Squad on Patreon, patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. And I want to give a shout out to all of my members of the squad. Let me move this down because I got a lot to scroll through, which is like, yo, this is for real. Shouts out to my newest member of the squad, Fred Castillo. Thank you so much. And to all the other members that have been a part of me, Adelia Chamberlain, Akeem J. Brown, AZ Badfish, Brandon Buckingham, California Joe, Kasi Nachalobe, David Adams, DJ Snacks, Fanboy Cantina, Greg Morrissey, Hank Staley, James Smart, Jeffrey Chadorn, Jim Mason, John Mariano, LK, Marcus Kennedy, Marcus Burton, Mikey Lito, Paisley Darts, Randy Constance, Rudy Waiter, Samir Tesfaye, Steve Tozen, and the Prince that wasn't promised. You all are how I'm able to keep doing this. I'm still trying to figure out how to make it where my videos can be full, and maybe I just need to get BC to get a real fucking camera, and then we can do the full episodes via Skype and have you guys together with that. And I'm going to do some Skype things with some people that are going to go specifically on the Patreon, so I want to be able to talk about that, all right? Thank you guys for everything. I appreciate you all. 50 episodes means a lot. A lot of people don't make it to 50, and all that means is I'm going to keep going and going and going. Sometimes, like I told you, if I got to do it by myself, sometimes I will. If I can get BC or other people, which I'm supposed to have more people coming in. Again, the holidays are over. Some people have been asking to come on the podcast. I'm going to be Skyping people in, Skype episodes again. I'm going to bring my boy Jay Whitaker back, and so many more. They will all be available with y'all, all right? I will holler at you guys next week. Till then, take care. Oh, yeah, before I go, I forgot to tell y'all what I was going to tell y'all about later. Damn. You know how you going to close the show and I'm like, yo, I got to tell people shit. I will hopefully be in Chicago, back home for C2E2. I am working on a lodging situation right now. I will be back for C2E2 February 28th through March 1st, but I will also be in town I'm going to come in town on the 26th and leave the 3rd. I'll be doing a lot of stand-up shows. The reason I say the lodging situation, I used to stay with my homeboy who had a condo in Chicago, right? And I used to be able to go to his crib. I had his crib. I stayed there. Boom, we were good. Well, this motherfucker just told me he moved to Vegas. So I was like, yeah, that helps. So now I'm trying to find a situation where it's like I'm comfortable and, you know, all this stuff to say. And, you know, it's hard to figure out who actually is. Everybody I know either got family, they married, they things like that. And it was like, you know, I don't want to impose on people. So I'm trying to figure that situation out. So hopefully I will be there. All right. So that is what's going on with C2E2. And if I am there, I will be doing a live episode of the Mad Titan Podcast from the Chuck Loader Comics booth on the floor on that Saturday. All right. Now, I'll holler at y'all later. Till then, take care. I'm out of here. Bye.